Hello everyone, Crippled Hobo here again, and today I'm bringing you another guide in Terraria, and I'm going to be showing you how to make traps in both, which are both useful in single player and multiplayer. Before we get onto the guide itself, I first of all want to say that I'm not taking full credit for the concepts of these traps because they were actually made by a guy on the Terraria wiki or the Terraria online forum called Limeouth. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll put the name on the screen. And he's a really cool guy. He made these concepts and he got featured on the forum, so that's where I got these from. But I have adapted a few of them and made some of them my own style. But I just wanted to say that if you want to see the original traps, then I will link the video. And I didn't want you thinking that I actually came up with this like from scratch on my own, because I didn't. But yeah, now that that's out the way, I hope you enjoyed my whoopee cushion, and I'll move on to a few of the basics by showing you the one thing that nearly all of these traps are going to involve. Alright, so the first thing that you'll need to know is that any of you who are familiar with a lot of the traps in Minecraft, you'll see that these are quite similar. Torches hold up sand like they do in Minecraft, and when the bottom one of the chain there is removed or the torch is knocked over, then that'll trigger the rest of the sand to fall, and you can make a lot of cool things with that. The most obvious probably being like a fallen floor or something like that, but you can start getting more adventurous and use things like a fallen floor that will trap you in lava, and even like wall off areas that you don't want people to escape from. Moving on to the next thing that most people probably don't know about, which is open doors can hold up sand as well, and when they close they drop the sand like that. Yeah, so that can be used as like a door triggered trap when someone closes, or actually no, it's just closing the door, but there's a way that you set out the trap which makes them need to close the doors, so yeah, that's quite a useful one. The final thing that you're going to need to make the basic trap is lava, and quite a lot of it, so to save you from going back and forth to a lava lake underground, you can make you can use the unlimited lava and water method, which is this that you do here. You place it on that top block and then it'll drip down into the bottom, and also give you one that you can pick back up in that little bowl there. I know there's other methods to do this, so don't tell me please, this is just the way that I prefer to do it, but yeah, just make one of these so that you have an unlimited supply of lava. This is kind of a shell of the finished product. What you do is have one door open holding the sand, and then another closed door being blocked by a shelf that has lava above it to prevent people from like just opening the closed door. So then people try to close the open door so that they can open the closed door, and that triggers the sand. That then triggers more sand above it that is being held up by the torches, and that sand is containing lava that then drops down. I'll show you a better example in a minute. Okay, so the bad thing about Terraria is that because it's a 2D game, you're never going to be able to hide a trap really, because as you see there, that sand is always going to be visible no matter what. So I tried my best to hide the stuff above it, but when you come up here, I made this, and you can see there that I've used the torch holding up sand, that method, and the column on the left is being held up by the open door, and then when that is closed, the sand will drop, and each of them will be triggered, and the lava will drop down. Oh, and before I forget, it's important to have that sand stacked up there quite high, because that's what's going to drop down and block the person in, and the higher it is, the longer it'll take for them to get out. So let's have a look what this looks like. Dum-da-dum. Right, so the guy will come in, that door can't be opened, and then the only other door to close is that one. Again, well, there you can see you get blocked in, and then the lava drops. So the time it takes for you to clear out all of that sand, the lava will fall and kill you. So it works quite well, but it is quite like an obvious, and I left the door open upstairs. I'm gonna have to clear that up, but yeah, it's quite an obvious trap, it's not like hard to miss, but it's quite cool. The next one is probably my favourite one because depending on the player's resolution, it's really well hidden, and it's probably better on multiplayer. But a lot of people don't know you can place blocks on the top of trees where the trunk ends, and if you build up to the top of the tree like this, you can place the block. You've got to make sure that you place it from another block like that. You can't just place it, you need to like build up and then across, and then put one on the end of like another one, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it's quite obvious where this trap's going. Once you got up to the top, you want to build like a V formation like I'm doing here, and then when you get to like the right width outwards, you'll build straight up with 2 longer layers like you did with the other ones, and they'll be the things that will block them in. The higher it is, the harder it is for the guy to get out, so build it up quite high, but remember you're going to have to fill it with a bit of lava. Doesn't have to be too much, just enough to like fill the bottom so that it damages the player. But yeah, here you see how high I've made my little columns on either side. I'm probably not going to fill it all up with lava. Once I got to that stage, I just made like a miniature version of the infinite lava spring thing and got to work filling up the little container there on the left. Like I said, it doesn't have to be too much, but yeah, you can put as much as you like in there really, as much as you want to clear off when you're done with it. And here it is in action. It would be quite funny to set this up, then invite your friend to a server and say let's start a new world, and then tell them to collect wood, and then this happens. See, it's hard to escape, and it's straight away you get destroyed by the lava. So yeah, that's definitely my favourite trap. It's really cool. If you don't want to make all that lava, an alternate thing to do would be to fill it up with sand. The only problem with this is it gets a bit glitchy when it lands on the guy underneath, because once they start destroying it, it kind of glitches and they can walk through it really slowly. So if you just want to hurt them and not kill them, you could probably fill it up with sand, and then they'll be able to escape. And here's the trap in action. The sand lands on you, and see, as you delete a block, you can kind of walk through it, so you are able to walk out of the trap. But you can see the hearts going down, so it's a way of just making it damage the guy instead of killing them. But I go in there to show you that it does kill them. And that's it for that trap. For this one, it's very similar to the first one with the door, but instead of lava in a container at the top, you have a bit of water, and you see the channel going down the left there. That's going to lead to a torch which is holding up all the sand that I'm stood on, and then the ground will fall, and then I'll fall into lava. The only problem with this is that you need to make the lava deeper than the amount of sand that you stood on, so that the sand will fill the lava and there'll still be enough lava to come over the top and kill the guy. I'll show you what I mean now. So here you can see that that channel on the left led to a torch at the bottom there, and it's holding up all the sand. And that lava is deep enough for the sand to fall into, so that there's more left over for the guy to fall on top of and kill. So I'll show you how it works now in action. Alright, so here's a very loose, like, quick make of this trap. And you see the water drops down there, and the sand that you stood on will fall. And there you fall into lava, which is quite a big surprise if you're not expecting it. And yeah, it's quite a cool trap, and that's the last trap that I'm going to show you now. That's the end of the guide. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it or found it useful in some way. If you did like it, then please leave a rating or a comment suggesting what you thought about it. And if you'd like to see any other guides, then leave that in the comments as well. And if you'd like to see more Terraria guides and videos, Minecraft, then subscribe if you'd want to. But apart from that, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.